Hi lovelies, and welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda's channel. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the love and support. To those people that share my videos and leave commentaries and also educate you guys are the real MVP. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into today's video. So, lovelies, I came across this high school debate from the 1957 from, so many people around the globe, and I thought to share with you guys because I find it super interesting, educating, and informative as well. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of the stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into it.
The Negro does not need a home. He can sleep under a tree. Well, not only is this absolutely fictitious, but he forgot to mention the fact that brick and concrete trees, known to most people as houses, are costing thousands, millions of dollars of the white taxpayers' money annually.
What did you say? I didn't get the point. Said what houses?
Well, you see, this journalist said that Dr.
Yes,
Milan,
I got that point. You say what houses costing the government millions of dollars?
I
what
said
houses?
concrete and brick and cement houses for the Bantu peoples.
But these are the Bantus that are working for you in the factories. How did you get the money? They got the money, they mined the gold, got the gold, and you sold the gold outside. You got the money and you say the money is yours.
Of course
You
it
can't
is.
do that's a contradiction,
Look,
please.
we came along. We bought the machinery. We developed the mines.
From where did you get the machinery from the mines in Johannesburg? Do you own the
No,
mines?
we got our
Who worked the
machinery.
mines?
We got our machinery from Great Britain.
Who
From
worked-
the money that was got with the diamonds and
How did you get the diamonds out of the ground?
No native labor there.
How did you
Boniface.
get the diamonds out of the ground?
They
I want
weren't
that.
dug out of the ground. They were alluvial diamonds. No native labor there, my boy.
What do the natives do? You know what, Suzanne, at one point you must get right down to the crux of the matter, is that in this country, the Africans are really the backbone of your economy. And it is one of that cases where you get this question of man's inhumanity to man. And every day you come here to complain about misrepresentation in the American press. In the actual matter of fact, the American press is giving a fairly good view of the whole situation because they have a color problem themselves.
Have you been to South Africa?
I wouldn't even pay a penny to go there.
Well, then, how can you talk? How can you talk?
Because I have the facts. People come in there, get every people no means of living. How can I go there? I want a house, I want a home, I want position in society.
Well, look, they're getting it. They're getting exactly what they want.
It's high time Ethiopians come to the side where exactly they are. I usually wonder, are you Negroes? You are not Negroes. You say you are not Negroes. Are you white? You're not white. What are you?
Well, I told you the answer. We are not Negroes. We are one of the lost tribes of Israel. It's just because our faces are burned
Yes,
that we look like
I've
Negroes.
got the point, you are lost. I think that makes a conclusive end to it.
I never felt that I was a Negro till I came to this country.
Why?
Because my tutor in the monastery told me that I was not a Negro, but I was a sunburned Hebrew.
You mentioned that you have prejudices against Mohammedans. I am a Mohammedan, and I have prejudices against Christians too in southern Nigeria.
You said you have prejudices against Christians in southern Nigeria. Is that particularly because they are Christians? I'm a Christian myself, but I have no prejudice against Mohammedans. I rather prejudice against whites.
But why have you got prejudice against the whites in the Gold Coast?
I think it's sort of this kind. At first, I was not prejudiced against whites anyway. I was prejudiced against fellow Africans because I had some opportunities which some of the Africans didn't get. I was brought up in a city. I lived the Western way, I dressed the Western style, and I did everything Western. And so I was looking down upon fellow Africans who live in the villages, in the rural areas. As I developed, I started getting some political ideas. Especially, I'm very much interested in the problem in South Africa. We hear quite often about how the blacks are treated there, how everything goes on there. And for instance, everybody knows that we get good friendship and peace in the world through games like the Olympic Games and those kinds of games. But everybody knows that the team from the Union of South Africa has not got a single African, which means the people in South Africa think of themselves as superior beings. And this thing gives me more ideas just to be prejudiced and discriminate against the whites. And so I'd like you to explain to me some of the policies of the apartheid system and the basic idea to the logical conclusion.
Well, gentlemen's agreements whereby a Negro cannot obtain land or buy property in a white man's area. Then on the other hand, I found that on the whole, the Negroes here are not as economically sound as the white men are. And then too, in the recent case where Negro and white schools have been integrated, the Negro teachers have lost their jobs.
See, let's come to this point. You said they are not economically sound as the white men. The point is, in America, for instance, if you get much education, you get better pay and better job. If you deny the Negro opportunities to go to college, how do you expect them to get better qualifications, to occupy the better jobs, and get better pay for the houses? That's the point. I'm now getting some of these facts from the papers. I every day read about the problem which is happening down in Alabama, and I see quite a lot of those things. Those are some of the experiences of segregation that I have seen in America now. Obviously, I can take back some of these ideas with me, but they are just insignificant. As I said at first, I've met with friendliness in America, but in certain aspects too, I see some of these things, you see. That's the point. Think of the education first. I believe in education.
Do you know something? In South Africa, last year we spent $42 million on educating the Bantu there, and 3/4 of that was paid by the white people. 40% of the Bantu school children are going to school. And the literacy rate in the Union of South Africa now amongst the Bantu is 27.7, and within the next 20 years, it'll be 100% literacy.
Why is it that then? Why is it that, that we have not got a delegate who is African for the whole years that we have been operating this forum? I'm sure that next year a white man is going to come here as a delegate for the Union of South Africa, though there are 9 million South Africans who are Africans. So don't think of this thing as something like literacy. I know that the literacy rate in South Africa is 16%, but
no,
27%. But the point is, the Africans just get the elementary education in the African quarters, which is fit for nothing but unskilled labor.
To sum up a little bit, Nini, what's the best thing your government can do, or the most significant thing to help attack this problem?
At present, we are not yet fully self-government. We do everything ourselves in the government. But the last point is defense and external affairs. Great Britain is controlling this. And the moment we become independent, we can prove to the outside world that the African can rule himself and the black can govern itself. And so
what
I
would you
think
say
that's
to your
the only
government,
thing.
Dick?
The government must definitely apply this policy of apartheid more firmly and more thoroughly, and apply it and carry it out more rapidly than it's done in the future.
There's a final question I'd like to ask you. Since the population of the world, the percentage between white and non-white is roughly what it is here, I'm sure Dix and I are wondering when the 3/4 of the human race that is not white gets political power. What are you going to do to the whites? Segregate them?
Well, if we practice segregation, then we will be as bad as the white. So what we will do is we'll allow them to mix with us, and in the meantime unite ourselves like that we did in the Bandung conference.
Well, listen to me. When Mr. Thurgood Marshall, the attorney to Miss Lucy, when he came down from Alabama to New York, this is what he said. He said that sometimes Negro organizations and individual Negroes, through their help to save the white man, so become a little bit tired. And so I think probably that's our mission.
To save the white man's soul.
To save the white man's soul.
Thank you, Nini. I'm sorry that's all the time we have. But if you don't have Negro blood, then this is news to me. The Ethiopians, I would think, wouldn't have any particular feeling about race relations in other parts of Africa.
We don't at all feel any relationship. It's none of our concern. I mean, we just don't care about it, as we don't have the Negro blood. We shouldn't have to worry ourselves. I mean, the color you might, the color of my face, it's just dark because it's due to the exposure of the sun. And my country is a mountainous country. It's 800 feet above sea level. And it's more or less nearer to the sun than is the other countries that lay near the equator.
Yuma?
Yeah.
You're not white?
And not black?
Not black. What are you?
It's just in between.
Yuma, and I would like to know, are you, for instance, very much interested in the South African race policy? Or do you stand more or less objective towards that?
Not at all. We wish you would do things fairly. I mean, you don't treat the native South Africans as you do right now. But as a matter of fact, we don't care. We just listen to your policies and things that go on.
If you don't give them education, how can they ever be in that Congress?
So you do give them education. That is the solution.
But they don't, you see, you give them their education and they are living separately. They don't know what the whites are, how the whites act, and they won't have the same opinion as the whites then when they go to that Congress.
What is the point of bringing the blacks and the whites together if their educational
They will
standard is so much
understand each
different?
other. They will understand each other. They
will
have the
not
same
if-
opinions.
Not if the one group is very well educated and the other group is illiterate. One must bring the blacks up to the standard of the white, not bring the whites down to the standard of the blacks.
Well, you can bring the blacks to the standard of the whites by intermingling them. Why can't you? Do you mean that if the whites get in contact with the black people, that they will just go lower instead of bringing up the black people?
Well, if they have universal education for everyone, what will happen is that either the standard of education will fall, as you admitted it would happen in India. You admitted that if everyone was given education, the standards would fall. It would be exactly as you did on that television program on education.
I didn't admit it. I didn't admit it. Did I admit that, Mrs. Waller?
I seem to remember that you did. Anyway, if this were to happen, the white settlers would send their children to Europe for education. You see, which would even lower the cultural standard of Kenya even further.
Yes, but
Your words. Americans are not facing the problem. They are aware of it. But as long as the majority are content to say that time will solve it, they are taking a negative approach. If the Americans are facing the problem, believe me, they will solve it. They have all the facilities, all the communication and education. In general, they have all the means to the solution. Please, it is not an easy thing for me, a foreigner, to accept the courtesy, friendliness and hospitality I received all the time I have been here and say anything critical. But I appeal to you as an African deeply concerned with the reputation of democracy in the world. You are concerned with the way the communists insist on this weakness of yours to strengthen their position all over the world. I think Americans have to solve this problem, and the generation to solve it will be you. After an experience of 3 months, I found that there is a deep spirit coming from the heart of the people. And this spirit will destroy the old feelings and prejudices. And this spirit will prove to the entire world that America is still a democratic country.
Thank you for saying that.
I've always been taught as an Ethiopian that I'm not a Negro. We are taught that we, the Ethiopians, are the descendants from one of the lost tribes of Israel. And thus Ethiopians are rather of the Semitic, rather of the Negroes. Well, because I learned this fact, when I came here I had the idea of isolating myself from the other African delegates, because I felt superior and rather different from them. But now, I began to see how much we have in common, if not in race, at least in our ideas and in our color. After all, we all of us are Africans. But now I see how much I was fooling myself. Well, excuse me, Ritva, what were you going to say?
I had never before met a Negro on terms of equality. And I was so excited on the plane and thinking and wondering about how your country would be that I never gave it a second thought that I might be picking up some other African delegates. When we put down at Accra, very fortunately the American cultural attaché came to me and asked me whether I would like to meet the delegates from Nigeria and Gold Coast, this being Minjaba and Fifi. To be quite honest, I was scared stiff.
Marlene, you have testified to our friendship. What would it be like if I came to Johannesburg?
To that question you know the answer, Fifi. But your question gives me a chance to say this, and this is something I've been wanting to get off my chest for weeks. I think I have a better understanding of how an American Negro feels deep inside than most of you white Americans. For 3 months now I have been judged by most of you, not for what I am, me, Marlene, Ruth, an individual, but by your preconceived judgments about my country. Now, Fifi, I would like to answer your question directly. If I went to Accra, it would not be the same, and if you came to Johannesburg, it could never be the same. Through no happenings of our own, we both would be prisoners.
The white man must come to his senses. He must swallow his pride, you see. This whole thing is based on just foolish ideology. I mean, this question of color. using color as a basis of superiority or inferiority. You see, the whole thing is foolish, and well, either the white man follows his pride and avoids what is inevitable and tries to live with the Negro peacefully, or well, if, as I've said, the Negro is politically inarticulate, he doesn't vote. He doesn't vote.
What stand do you think that the South African government should take?
Of course, you abolish your policy.
I just don't understand why color is so important. I guess it's because I come from Brazil, where we don't have 2 colors, but about 20, as a result of intermarriage. I've been told that here in America, if a Negro tries to move into a white community, they make it very difficult for him. Why? Because society is against it. Society is just a set of stubborn, narrow-minded little rules that nobody dares to change. Until people start breaking these rules heartily, complete integration won't be possible.
Like, seriously, lovelies, I like the fact that this Nigerian guy was actually, like, that's the first video I staged. The Nigerian guy was actually setting the record straight. So this South African white lady, she was like, oh, like her white student, she was like, they came along and bought machineries that enables them to build those concrete houses for Bantu people, without her realizing that the same Bantu people that they thought that they built that they used a machinery to build a concrete house actually worked for it. Like, this is it. These people often say that, oh my God, Africa is this and that. We actually brought civilization to Africa and all of that. But first of all, you went to Africa to colonize Africa. After colonization, you stole so many things from these people. Like, why is it that most of these, South African people do not want to go back to, Europe and all of that? Because, you know why? You can actually get all these gold, machinery, minerals, resources in Africa, especially in Congo. Like, this is how they start with the brainwashing. You are here talking about how, during the days, they talk about how Africans or they need, do not actually need a house. They can live on trees. You see where these Africans live on trees, where it all started. Because there is a video I stitched one time talking about someone, is even a brother of ours. He was talking about how he was telling his daughter that she should be thankful for living in a civilized country, that where he comes from, or I don't know, that back in Africa that children are suffering and dying of starvations and hungry, and they are living on trees. This is where all it all began. We are living on trees, and black people are living on trees, African people are living on trees. And you thought you are a messiah, a white messiah. You decided to come and give this and build concrete with machineries that you bought. No, first of all, she said that they came and then I bought machineries, as if you didn't come to colonize these people. After the colonization was done, you were using these people to work in your whatsoever there is all your laborers, and the money which you are getting from what these guys are doing for you, you decided to use it to purchase machineries from the Britain, as you said. After which, you decided to build some concrete for these people that was living under the trees. That is why till today, they're still having problems with Bantu people. Like, what I mean is, pan-colored South Africa and black South Africans are still having these problems. And they keep on saying that South Africa is not owned by Africans, that is owned by European people. They even have some kind of conflict, like it even resorted to a WAR. How can you like go to someone's land, take away these people's land forcefully, and decided that you are the sole owner of this land? You do whatever you want to do with these people. You treat them anyhow. When they even want to talk, you tell them to keep quiet. They should go back to you. How can you even be claiming South Africa? Like, seriously. Like, this is just so ironical. I like the way the Nigerian guy was like, he was bringing her, trying to like, excuse me, can you repeat what you say? How can you say that? You used so many people's labor. You colonized these people, brought them, stole from them. Actually they were working for you, and what they are, you decide to use it to get something. And now you claim that you are a messiah. You are a messiah. Like, seriously. And to the other Ethiopian guy that was talking about how he never knew that he was this still happens today. There is a video that went viral on TikTok about an Ethiopian guy. He was like, Ethiopians are not black. They are not black. Like, what are you? This Ethiopian guy here in this debate was talking about how he was burned by the sun. Like seriously, how is it even possible that you are burned by the sun? That is why your skin is dark, you're not a black person and all of that. Until today, some Ethiopians still believe that they are not brown people. They are actually, I don't know. Seriously, when I saw this video, I was like, this is highly educational. Because sometimes we need things like this to actually see the root of the problem, try to see the root of where all of those things started. I was trying to like put it up here so that we all can share our own knowledge. We all can actually open our eyes. This is not something that actually started today. This is something that started way back, like way back. Like, seriously, I'm so I've learned some things on this debate and videos and all of that. I realized that most of the things we're still facing today is just something that started long ago. From the informations, the brainwash and all of that, it's not something that is up to date. And one thing I was wondering about this video is that how are they even given opportunities to actually come up and speak their truth, their mind, without being, And another thing is that some of them that was just saying, there are so many of the videos, some of them were just saying so many positive things and all of that. I was like, are you sure it's not something that they were told to tell? Like, it just, some of the positivity was just too, seriously. Now, you are trying to like, just talking in the reference of the guy that talked about how they can't degrade themselves with uneducated people. It's not something that started today. They have seen themselves as the most high, like the superior, right from time. And it's not even something of today. So if it can be changed, then I don't think it might be changed now, but it's just something with a collective working and all of that. Why we keep on educating ourselves, why we keep on getting more infos, why we keep on getting our background, how it all started and all of that. When I saw these videos, I learned a lot. There are so many of it. I was just trying to like suck and see the ones that is more of the info that we all that's gonna benefit all of us. Anyways, lovelies, just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of these videos I was able to put together. Why not share your own knowledge in the comment section, because I just like it and I just love the way you guys are contributing one way or the other. We just here like one big family. So please let me know your thought in the comment section of what you think, and do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educative, informative, and historical purposes. So please share this video, and also I want to use this medium to say a very big shout out to my newest members. Like, oh my goodness, my newest members, you are so welcome to Belinda's channel. I'm gonna make a welcome video for you all. Thank you so much for all the love and support. And if you're yet to support this channel, you can just support us by joining our membership. I want to start like sharing this little spark of the membership thing, so just support the channel by super chatting and membership. Like, we are gonna be grateful for it. And apart from that, I am super grateful for all your contributions, for those people that share my videos, that leave commentaries, that actually subscribe to this channel. Thank you for educating me, and thank you for we having this platform. And I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. If I've watched up to this extent, thank you so much for all the love and support. Why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. So please, why not share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're yet to do that. And I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.